Alexander Dodson. Alex was fine. I was an E4 CS cook on board the USS Murray. When I got on board and realized, oh my gosh, she was a fighting ship. She truly was a good ship. In fact, one of the fellows that was with us, he's passed away since. He was a bosun's mate at the time, and he says he remembers after the kamikazes were trying to kill him. He says he remembered coming out of his mount, 5-inch 38 mount, and seeing a wheel on the deck. Evidently they had shot, or somebody had shot a wheel off one of the Japanese planes and it landed on the deck. I said, that's pretty close. Because I guess the Zeros didn't have retractable wheels at the time. And that's, they shot the wheel off. Well, because we never sailed together, we really did sail together, because what they saw, I saw also 2 years later, you know, and vice versa. I mean, some of them went on a med cruise, but not with the same med cruise I went on. And I mean, I want to say, and I don't keep too many secrets away from my wife. We haven't been married all our lives, so I was kind of a bad boy, and I don't want to say I was a good boy. I was kind of a bad boy. I was a little piggy because once I got, that was the first really life I had on my own. Here I was 19 years old, I'm in a foreign country, and there's women all over the place. And they all want to say hello. But I will say, while we were in Saint-Tropez, which is Brigitte Bardot, if you're old enough to remember her, not see her in films possibly, but we sang Christmas carols in front of her home, not knowing she wasn't there. She happened to be in Toulon at the time, or Cannes or somewhere, doing something else. But we sang Christmas carols in Saint-Tropez. And the people would come out of their homes, give us cookies and stuff like that. I said, and you know, I was a good boy then, but I was kind of a bad boy, it really was. Here I was, 18, 19, 20 years old, and I was all over the world, literally. Only on the East Coast, but I was in almost every city or almost every country over there. I mean, I've seen the Rock of Gibraltar. I sailed right by it, and they say the monkeys are on there. I guess, I don't know, we didn't, but I've seen so many things that a guy 40 years old has still not seen. And here I was, 19, seeing everything. And it still to this day amazes me that my government spent all that money on me. And I can remember them saying to me when I was getting ready to leave, my supply officer said to me, says, do you want to re-enlist and stay in for the duration of the Vietnam era? Because that started in 1961, it was over in 75. I said, nah, I don't think so. Not knowing this thing was going to last 30 some odd years practically. Of course, I would have stayed and probably made chief petty officer by then. And probably had a hell of a career. Like I said before, most men our age say, gee, I wish I had stayed in. And it's true. I think any young kid who wants to go to the service, go. If you don't stay in, you'll grow up in a big hurry. And I did. I grew up in a big hurry because I had to. I got out on February 13th, 1965. The Murray, the following year, was decommissioned. Well, nobody stayed on a year longer than I did because she was decommissioned in 66 and I left in February of 65. So she was, I'm sure that was the last time anybody got on board again.